Hello. Welcome back to another D-Man the Defenders video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Temple War. A lot of people have been asking for this video here, and I was waiting until they released the video for the final, but I don't think that's coming. So we just have to go with what we have. But actually, just before we get started here, I just want to review some of the moves here, just as a reminder. Thor here has this Quake move, and it's the last part here. The lightning also has a 30% chance to stun the enemy for one turn, right? To stun the enemy, okay? And then we're going to look at Ramesses 2 and his Radiance. Here, also at the bottom there, the enemy has a 33% chance of being stunned for 2 turns. Okay, and then we will take a look at the Grim Reaper here and her Awakened ability. When your hero is stunned, right? Trigger the skill, the Harvest Soul, to deal like 125% damage, ignoring defense, and increase the crit rate of your hero by 10%. Can be triggered once. So basically, whenever she's stunned here, she'll basically become like unstunned, or like she'll go into attack. But I also want to show here King Tut's ability. This last one here, he has a lot. King Tut's a very, if you're playing the Moon faction, definitely King Tut's gonna be like almost like your number one hero. Very good hero here. His Awakened ability, again, reducing rage when evading an attack. But if you go to his regular move here, pretty much all of his moves reduce rage, like stealing the party's rage here. This one here, summon a stone and reduce their rage. But it's the last one here, Nightmare. And after he gets hit, he has a 30% chance to put a Nightmare effect on basically on an opponent that makes it so they cannot gain rage during the battle, which is very important. And if you go to the tree here, the Tree of Wisdom here, do you see how that's like the sun, or the sun faction, Astro, and the Moon, right? Like the Moon beats Astro, Astro beats Sun, and Sun beats the Moon. Not too many. If you read through and if you look through the heroes, not a lot of people seem to realize that. So if somebody on your server, if they're maining, like for example, I'm maining the Astro heroes here. So if you want to beat me, you would have to go with the Moon faction, and so forth, or just be a lot more geared and such. But if you go over to the Temple War, Valkyrie has one of the best builds that I know of. Like, it's really such an amazing here. If I can scroll down, see, he has 3 Freddys to bring back his Grim Reaper, his Billy Kid, as well as his Azura. So he has 3 resurrections, and pretty much can beat like anybody. And I really wanted to see the fight between him and this other guy here, because I've lost to his opponent before. Like, I've lost to him like many times actually. But let's go to the bed, and then let us take a look here at, if you scroll down all the way, all the way to the bottom here. Do you see like the Valkyrie here? Take a look at him versus the guy that ended up winning the Temple War. So you see how he has an awakened King Tut? And you see how his nightmare has procced on Valkyrie's Freddy there, right? And now it just procs on the other Freddy as well. So finally his Grim Reaper goes down. And you see the Grim Reaper was unable to put the resurrection on Billy the Kid there. See how like ridiculous like Billy the Kid is? So if you notice that there was no resurrection for Billy the Kid, and there was no resurrection here, and there will be no resurrection for this Azora either. And it's all because of King Tut. Like, see, no resurrection at all, right? And without it, you're gonna, that build becomes completely useless, right? And it stays on for the entire time. So even though his Freddy has the Death Stone set, right? Even though to start off with 2 rage, right? Because of King Tut's move here, even though he's supposed to start with the 2 rage, he didn't start with the fight with any. Right? And I know that Valkyrie too, like I know for sure he has the speed here as well to go first. So as soon as the Freddy comes on, like, you know, he'll immediately use his move here, which will then, his Blazing Claws, which will then put a resurrection on the next Astro Hero, right? But the 2 Freddys weren't able to do that because of the nightmare that was placed on them. Now, without that nightmare, this is what the fight would have gone like here. So this is from day. So if you go, actually no, it's at the top. Sorry. If you go here, like, where is Valkyrie here? If you basically look at any fight between me and Valkyrie, you see how here he beat me twice in a row, right? Beat me twice in a row. And it doesn't matter which fight that we take a look at. But take a look at how effective that build is, though. Because I don't have a King Tut, right? Now, another reason, too, why I changed up my order and stuff is and this was before when I was maining Azora, but so he has an awakened Grim Reaper here, just died once, came back to life, died again, right? And see how as soon as he comes back to life, I mean the Freddy comes out, all he puts is the resurrection on the Billy the Kid, right? We just absolutely just destroying everybody. Like, look at that, just annihilating everybody. And now his Azora will come back to life now. Like, look at Azora just raping everybody. Like, it's ridiculous. And that's how all the fights go. Like, that's how all the fights go. But you saw that even though, look, I'm 910k rated versus 695, right? So it doesn't matter about how high rated that you are or anything like that. It really does matter about just the lineup that you have. And yeah, just the lineup that you have here. And this is the guy too. Whenever I lose to this guy, I don't counter because there's always a bug that happens. Like every time I fight this guy, that's why I changed up my lineup. So this was like on day, I think like 4 and 5. So this was still when I was still using my Ramesses 2 and I was still using like my Billy the Kid or Billy Kid here. You see how like my Zora is just going through his people like nothing, right? So his Midnight Dance already procced healing him, right? But then look at every time I attack him, I just heal him back up. Like, so it's like... But anyways, that's basically like all I wanted to show there was just that part of like... I'm pretty sure his Valkyrie goes through like everybody here, like including my Valkyrie here, but just go to the very end. And let's see if I can get out of this one. Go back to here. Go back to the bed history, and let's take a look at a really interesting fight right here. I believe it was this one. Let's take a look. Now, keep an eye out on the Grim Reaper there. Like keep an eye on the Grim Reaper, and I'll slow it down as well. Okay, hold on. I don't think it's not yet. I think it happens with when they look at that. Do you guys see that? Just that, like I would rewind if I knew how to edit the videos. But that Grim Reaper came out like when Ares was stunned and then attacked. Like yeah, and I'll skip the rest of the video here, but I guess you guys can rewind it back, but and that's all due to the Grim Reaper, the awakened ability here, right? That happens when anybody on your team gets stunned. Like, that's absolutely incredible. Like, so that means if anybody gets stunned by either Ramesses Radiance or by Thor's Quake, no, as long as Grim Reaper isn't dead on your team, no matter where she is, she's going to come out and she's going to attack. And because he did that, he was able to come out and kill the Thor before the Thor killed Ares, even though Ares was stunned. So that is yeah, that's basically it. So with the temple here, I ended up coming in what is it, in second place there, and that's what I really want to show the fighting. I really wanted to show the fighting. Sometimes I forget to get these things. I really wanted to show the fighting between me and the last guy here, but but uh but it's not showing. I really wanted to show you guys the fight here, unless someone can show me how to do that, because it only shows the very last fight. Oh, and I guess I will show that fight between, look, one of the fights, any one of the, if you guys wanted to see the Grim Reaper in action here. This is after I changed up my build here. Before, I was losing to this guy when I was maining Azora, when I had Azora and Ramesses 2 on my team, and Billy Kid weapon was maxed out. Oh, sorry. This here is going to put that 3 times here. Yeah, I just put it to ×2 now. Like, I would always, not always, but like, actually, yeah, I would always lose to this guy. See, look at that. She just can't die. Like, she just heals up like way too much. Like, it's a guaranteed heal too. Yeah, that's basically it. Basically, like, I wanted to, the reason why I put both of my Eries in the last spot was because I wanted to avoid my Eries versus his Eries, because mine will always lose because they do too much damage, which is healing. Like, it does the damage, but then he gets healed back up to full life, and that's been happening since the last Temple War too. That's been happening since the last Temple War. I end up winning here, but because there's no way he's going to be able to go through 2 Eries at the bottom here. But that's why I changed up my lineup completely, was because of just that reason. Was I didn't want my Eries to verse his, because otherwise I would end up losing every single time. And so if I versed Valkyrie here, I definitely would have lost. Like, I definitely would have lost for sure, because him being able to bring up Billy Kid and Azora is going to beat mine for sure. So I kind of got lucky there. But yeah, unfortunately, I cannot show the fight between me and him because it doesn't allow me to here. But this video's been long enough here. And yeah, thank you for watching.